So in this video we are going to learn about small but very crucial concepts. One is while loop, one is do while loop, and then there are two keywords, that is break and continue, which if utilized it could be very useful. Okay, so let's get started with the while loop example. New text document, while class, Java. Yes, edit. Okay. So I guess by now you know how to write a class, function and all, right? Even if you don't know, let's follow up. Okay, so public class, while class open, class close, and inside the class we can write any custom function, predefined function, any overriding, anything what we want. But for now we'll only have our main function, public static void main string args array, right? So in this we'll have a int variable var is equal to 10, and okay, now the how while loop goes is we'll have a keyword called while. S- in this braces we'll write our decision thing. For example, while where is greater than equal to 0. Okay, and this is we open while loop, we closed while loop, this is end of while loop. Okay, and inside we'll have a simple system dot out dot println of var, and after everything we'll do var is equal to var minus minus, which is nothing but, sorry, var minus minus, which is nothing but var is equal to var minus 1. So here this double slash means comments. Okay, so what we are expecting here is, since our variable was 10 and this while is starting, so what happens in while is we'll check, we'll only make decision if it is true, we'll execute, and then we'll make decision, then we'll execute, then we'll make decision, until and unless this decision becomes false, we'll continue to run this. As this becomes false, will come out. That's as simple as it. Okay, so it's like we'll get 10, then 10 minus minus becomes 9, then 9 is greater than 0. So that's how it goes, and on and on. Okay, so let's save this, and this is where I have my while class. So I'll open my terminal here. Okay, this was my program, this is my terminal. So let's compile it first. Java C while class.java, successfully compiled, no issues. Now we'll run it. To run java space file name, right? So if you see 10 9 8 7 7 6 till 0, so what happened when this became 0, we printed 0, and 0 minus minus became minus 1. Now minus 1 is not greater than equal to 0, so we came to this loop and we exited out of the main. Okay, that's how while works. Now coming to do while. Okay, before do while we have one more concept. So since this decision is going on here, we are awaiting for the decision to become false to exit out of this. Okay, but suppose we are taking a decision which could never be a false. Okay, so for suppose that is true, true will never be a false, right? So in that case what will happen, we'll compile this. So this minus minus will happen on and on and on, and it will always print because the decision is always true, so there is no stopping point. Let's run this java while class. Okay, so it's going on and on and on until we stop it external. To stop it we'll press control and c, control c, that's it. Okay, So this you remember, right? This program where we were printing from, just remember this so that we can find the difference between the while and do while later on. So Java while, this I'm running again just for reference. So it printed from 10 to 0. Okay, let's write it down here. Printed from 10 to 0. Now we'll comment all this. Okay, let's okay, have it there only. Now we'll have a demo of do while. Demo of do while. Now here what will happen is the flow is do, open the do loop, close do, take decision and close it. Okay, so for this we'll have one more var 1 1 1 1. Similarly we'll have variable 2 as well. Okay, whose value is also 10, and we want to do the same thing in the do while. Same thing so that we can identify what's the difference. Okay, so here also we are taking the same decision. Control C, Control V. So here what will happen is we'll first do and then we'll take the decisions. Okay, so here it's like we'll print 10 and then we'll see if the decision is true or not. If it is true, then we'll execute. If it is false, then we are like moving on to the next statement. It's like breaking of the statement. So in the while loop we are taking decision and then we are executing. Here we are doing, then checking based on the decision. If decision is true, then we'll execute, otherwise we'll skip. So while loop was like check and do, and the do while was like do and check. Okay, so it's like do while loop is like do and check, the self-explanatory. So here what we are expecting is, so here we were like 10 to 0, here we are expecting 10 to, let's see, so suppose we are on 9. Okay, then 9 got printed, then 9 minus minus became, okay, 8, then 8 is greater than 0, so we got 8. So like that we went on and on and on. Suppose we reached 1 where way 2 is 1, so we printed 1, 1 minus minus became 0, then 0 is greater than 0, yes, so we printed 0, then we had minus 1, and where 2 became minus 1. Minus 1 was, again the statement got false. Sorry, there was an audible issue at my end. Okay, so minus 1. Okay, here we had 0, then we were to minus minus 1 is like 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Minus 1 is greater than equal to 0, no, so we came out. Okay, so let's see, cls compile, now run, while run it. Okay, so if you see, we came out after the 0 hit thing, because here after it became minus 1 was greater than equal to 0, so here we didn't find any difference, right? But when we are taking this, because we are modifying variable inside our code. Okay, but if we do the same thing here, okay, so then what happens? Let's compile it and run it. Okay, cls dot java while class, right? So if you see, now here you can see the differences, right? So what happened, it first decremented the 10 and then it executed, that is printed 9, then it decremented 9 and printed, it decremented and then, so it's like while taking decision, okay, let's consider a case where it was 0. Okay, so when okay, consider 1, so 1 minus minus was 0, so 0 greater than 0 is fine, so we printed 0, and then here it was taking decision, which it got true, and then it came inside to print minus 1. Okay, if you can see here, so what this is doing is, first it is verifying the value of the var1, and if that is satisfied, then it is doing that increment or decrement, minus minus, like var1 got var1 minus 1. Okay, so here, after taking the decision, it did the modification on the variable and then it printed. So we can say it's like, if you can see, understand the difference between while and while, it simply take decision. If it's true, then execute, otherwise will come out of the loop. Here we do and then take decisions. Okay, so that was about while and do while. But now what we will do is, we'll see two keywords, which is break and continue. We'll remove this. Okay, now we'll have, okay, so break. Now what break does is, break should be written under if loop always. Okay, so here we'll write if var1 is equal to 5. Okay, we'll come out of the loop by changing it. Okay, so as soon as var1 becomes 5, that is we are printing from 10 onwards, right? So as soon as it prints 5, and the next statement will be this, and this is also 5, so we are stopping that loop and we are breaking this loop. So breaking, in the sense, this break is always written under if loop, but this if loop is written under while loop. So in whatever loop we are writing if, so that will be broken by the break statement. So here break will not break the if statement, there is nothing to break, but it will break the loop in which this if statement written. I repeat, this break will break the loop in which this if loop is written, that is, it will break the while loop. Okay, so let's try to compile and run. Save, clear screen, compile, java c, while class. Right. So, okay, what happened? Are only accepted if annotation process is explicitly requested. What happened? Okay, it's not Java, it is Java. Okay, while running, we'll use only Java followed by the class name. Right. So here, if you see, we got printed 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and as soon as we got 5 here, we checked whether where on 5 is equal to 5. True. So break the loop. Okay, so that was about break. And if there is one more keyword, continue. Okay, so what happens here is, we should, okay, so suppose this var1 is 5. Now 5 is equal to 5 means continue. So whatever is written under this continue within the same loop, that will be skipped. So if I execute as of now, there is nothing, no step to skip, but still that is not known by while loop. It will simply see a keyword continue. So whatever is written under that in the while loop, it will skip that. So if we want to see the difference, we have to write the continue before the println. So what happens here, whenever the var1 becomes 5, it will skip the execution of the statements written under the same loop, and it will go to the next decision taking. Okay, so our expected output should be, it should print all the variables except 5, because when it is 5, we are skipping this instruction of printing. Let's compile and run. Clear screen, cls java c dot java. Okay, compiled successfully. Now we'll run it. So here, if you see, you can find 9, 8, 7, 6, but when came 5, we continued, so we skipped a step, that is print, and then 4. So that is how we use break and continue. Now it depends on our problem statement which we are trying to solve, where continue is required or where break is required. Okay, so yeah, so we can try to find a suitable problems where we can use break and continue. And once we are good with the hands-on of this break and continue, that can be used very crucially, because there are certain logics which need to go for infinite time, like continuous check will be going in the server, and for whether database is up or not, and if it is not up, we should break the request which is coming. Okay, so there will be much more concepts that we can understand while creating a end-to-end project, while trying to solve in programming competitions. I don't think, uh, yeah, there also we can use, but real-time use we can understand when we are actually dealing with the end-to-end project. So that's it for today's video. And if you have any query, you can comment down in the comment sections. Right, thank you.